Hi, welcome to Veggie 360, where you're going to learn how to grow great tasting veggies year-round in small spaces. Today we're going to talk about germination testing. If you're like me and have a bazillion seeds to keep track of, some of which have had some significant age on them, you're going to want to know, are these seeds still good to plant? Because the last thing you want to do is to put something in the ground and wait and wait and wait. Maybe they come up, maybe they don't. And if they do come up, maybe they're spindly and not very productive, not very robust, and you've just wasted some valuable time in the garden. So best thing to do is to do germination testing on your older seeds. It's a very simple process. All it is a process to determine whether or not your older seeds are still viable. How robust are the seedlings going to be, which will dictate what kind of yields you will get from those plants. You want to make sure that you're only planting the highest quality seeds in your garden in order to get the best yields. Now, this process works for vegetables and flowers both, but today I'm going to focus specifically on vegetables. If you're doing flowers and some herbs, you want to make sure that those seeds don't need a period of cold stratification, which is simply a fancy word for saying it needs a period of cold in order to help break dormancy so that it can germinate. Now, check the back of the seed packet for when the seeds were packed. This has a pack date of 2000. This basil has a pack date of 2016, and I don't know if they're still good, so we're gonna do some germination testing on these. Most seeds are good for 3 to 5 years, but some will last actually more than 5 years. Unfortunately, there's also those like onions that are best used within 1 year. Check the description below for some information on how long the seeds can last under good storage conditions. We'll talk about seed storage in another video on how you can extend the shelf life of your seeds, but again, topic for another video. Now, here are the supplies that you're going to need for doing these germination tests. First of all, the seeds that you're going to be doing the testing on, some snack size resealable plastic bags. You can actually use a larger size if you'd like. I just like the smaller size because really that's all you need since you're only testing a few seeds at a time. Some paper towels, a spray bottle with water, and a marking pen, as well as a notebook so that you can keep track of what seeds you've germinated, when you've started the test, and also record the germination rate for the different seeds. Check the back of the seed packet for the specific planting instructions. Baker Creek does a great job, I don't know if you can see this, of providing the key information that you need for successful planting. How many days it takes to germinate, the ideal temperature for germination, how deep to plant the seeds, and the spacing. Cool season crops tend to like 50 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit during the day, cooler at night, whereas your warm season crops germinate best around 80 to 85 Fahrenheit. Some seeds require light in order to break dormancy. This would be lettuce and some of your herbs. These you just want to press lightly into the soil. Others actually need darkness in order to germinate. Some of your flower seeds in particular, so you want to get a good cover of the soil. Others, they could care of one way or another. Keep track of how long it takes to germinate. And some seeds benefit from an overnight soak with water. This would be your very, very hard-shelled seeds, like okra and green beans. Okay, let's talk about the process for how to do the germination testing. I have my baggie and paper towel. Bronnie has actually come out with a really cool idea where you can do the smaller sheets, which can then be torn in half. And then I just simply fold that over again. I'm going to write the variety name. Just a variety of lettuce. And these seeds are from 2019. And today's date, January 16th. Okay. Now I simply slip it into the plastic sack. Now, to make things easier for recording the germination rate, count out 10 seeds into the about 10 seeds into the plastic bag. And then I will then spread them out a little bit so they'll be easier to count, and then spray it with water. I want to get enough water in there to moisten the paper towel, but not too much so that it will be soggy. Now, to make sure, to check and see if you've got too much water in there, if you press your finger into the paper towel and the water wells up around your finger, you know it's too soggy. But you want enough to help the seeds germinate, not too much that you'll end up with seeds rotting on you. Now you want to seal it. Some people seal it all the way. I choose not to seal it all the way. I want to leave a little bit of air circulation in there. Well, that's sealed up really well. Squeeze the air out so I have good contact with the paper towel. Now, some seeds need light for germination. Lettuce is one that needs light. So these I will expose to the light. Next, you want to place your seeds at the appropriate temperature for good germination. Your cool season crops like lettuces and your brassicas, they do really well in the basement or a north-facing window sill. But your warm season crops, they'll do better on the top of the refrigerator where it's a little bit warmer. The key thing is you don't want direct sunlight because that will cause your baggies to overheat. And you want to check your seeds regularly and record the germination rate. You're going to want to add water as necessary so that you don't let them dry out. You want to record the germination rate simply by counting the number of healthy seedlings by the number of seeds that you planted, and remove the seeds as you you can remove the seeds as they germinate so that you can actually plant these and get a jump start on your growing season. Also keep track of the amount of time that is necessary to germinate, because if it's taking longer than necessary, you're at the edge of the shelf life for those seeds. Next, let's talk about what to do when you get some good germination. Like, we're going to transplant them carefully into individual cell packs. So I have some tatsoi seeds from 2016 that germinated very well. I probably have close to 100% germination on this. So I want to go ahead and pot them up into 4 packs. So to do so, I have some moistened seedling mix that I'm going to very carefully transfer the plants into. This is going to make a mess. Okay, I've taken the seeds out, given them a light spray so they don't dry out. Okay, I'm going to make holes in my potting media so that I can very easily grab my seed that has germinated, and I want to avoid damaging any of the roots. So I'm just going to grab it. Oh, nice, I got a twofer on this one. Okay, so I'm going to carefully tease this in to the potting mix and then move on to the next one. See how easy it is to plant? The key is to keep your roots moist and not damage any of the seedlings. Now this one is just now germinating. This is actually the perfect time to plant. Okay, that gives you a good idea of how to do this. I'll label, and we're all done. Once you get them in, give it a good spray so that they will get settled in nicely. And that's all there is to it. Easy peasy. If you learned something from this video, please subscribe so that you don't miss out on any future videos. Also, please share this video with others who might be interested in learning whether or not their seeds are still good. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye now.